In this video, we are going to see the top interview questions in Swift programming language for 2023. But the first question is, what is Swift programming language? The Swift is a general-purpose programming language built using a modern approach to safety, performance, and software design patterns. This goal of the Swift project is to create the best available language for users ranging from systems programming to mobile and desktop apps, scaling up to cloud services. Swift is considerably popular today for iOS app development. The second question is Swift a language for object-oriented programming? The answer is yes, Swift is an object-oriented programming language. The next question is, what are the features of Swift? First is the powerful generics. That is, generics allows you to write flexible, reusable functions and types that can work with any data type. Then next is the native error handling. Swift provides support for throwing, catching, propagating, and manipulating errors at runtime. In protocol extensions, this Swift allows you to define the behavior on protocols themselves rather than in global functions. That is, it allows to the protocols, that is the blueprint of functions separately rather than in global functions. Then memory management. With automatic reference counting, Swift tracks and manages our app's memory usage. And so we need not worry about the memory management. This automatically does the memory management. The next is the flexible enumerations. Swift supports the enumerations that have pattern matching, like the switch case statements. And then the package manager. The Swift package manager is a cross-platform tool that we can use to build, run, test, and package software libraries and executables. Next is the debugging feature, where the Swift uses the LLDB debugger, which provides debugging, consistent formatting, failure recovery, and expression evaluation. Next is the tuples. The tuples is a list, we can say, that allows us to create and share value groupings. That is, we can use tuple to return multiple values as a single value. That is, we can group multiple values under a single value. That is a tuple. So these are the features of Swift. Then what are the next question is, what are the advantages of Swift? This first advantage is readability. This the biggest benefit of Swift is that it has simple syntax, which makes it easy to read and write. Next is the maintenance. Due to the lack of dependencies, due to the lack of dependencies, this Swift makes us simpler to use it. And then next is the speed. This offers speedy development, which reduces expenses. Then next is the open source feature. That is, due to the open source status of Swift, that there's a possibility for the backend infrastructure and a wide range of platforms that is can support. The next question is, what kind of objects fall under Swift's core data types? Swift uses a standard set of fundamental data types, including text, integers, and Boolean values. First data type is int. It is integer value stored in it, and double and float. When working with decimal numbers, double and float are used. And Boolean, this Boolean value, that is 0 or 1, is stored in this. Then string, the text encased in double quotations in Swift is defined by the user in string literals. Then next is the arrays. An array is a group of list items. And dictionaries. Dictionary is a collection of unarranged elements of specific sort bound together by a specific key value pair. Then what is a protocol in Swift? This is a common component in Swift and outlines the qualities, procedures, and other specifications necessary for a specific task or a specific function. Protocol, in other words, this protocol defines a blueprint, we can say, of methods or properties that can be adopted or that is to be conformed by the classes. Then next is what is delegate in Swift? This is a design pattern that conveys data or facilitates communication between classes and structs. It is used to handle table view and collection view elements and enables message delivery from one object to other when a specified event occurs. Delegates interact and communicate directly with one another. Next question is, what is a tuple in Swift? A tuple is a collection of many values combined into a single compound value. It contains elements in an organized list. You can access a tuple's object data in two ways, by name or by position. This Swift tuple can accommodate two values, one of the string and one of integer data type. The next question is, what are generics in Swift? Swift generics allows us to create a single function and class that can be used with different data types. This helps us to reuse our code. For example, if you declare a function as with generics, the keyword, then we need not create a separate function to print a string and a separate function to print an integer value. We can pass an integer argument as well as string argument for a single function. So single function can be used to print both an integer and a string. This is done with the help of generic keyword. This is known as generics in the property in Swift. And last question is, what is lazy in Swift? That is, a lazy keyword means the initial, that is the lazy property means that the initial value of the variable is not calculated until the first time it is used. In other words, we can say it is lazy initialization. That is, initialization is not done at the beginning, but it is done when the it is used, that you can say. When it is used, the initialization of that variable is done. This could be a great way to optimize your code to prevent doing any unnecessary work. This can be useful to perform expensive work only when it's actually needed. Some tasks may be very expensive or time consuming, but it's unnecessary for that time. So if we initialize those values when it is called or when it is used, then we can do it using the lazy keyword. Subscribe to my channel if you feel contented.